What's up, everybody? Welcome in to the Early Edge. I'm your host, Allan Bell. We've got a fantastic Saturday show lined up for you. But I tell you what, as always, before we get to that, let's take a look at how we did on Friday here. Not bad, right? Now, look, Xavier, Texas, under 149, comes in at 154. This game should have been at 125. Texas just would not just run the clock out. That's all we had to do. Run the clock out, but it's all right. Coach nailing two solid PGA Tour picks. EC, a tamed EC coming with the Princeton Creighton over 140.5. Sia continues his run, crushing it, the PGA Tour as well. Now, moving on from the picks, our bracket challenge standings. All right, we're entering the Elite Eight, starting to come into form here. Randy, Allen, Scott, Moore, Parker, Wiley, Thomas, D, Nick, Karen, Rebecca, Andrew, Matt, Sean, Isaac, Quinn. Well done. Rounding out our top 10. Great job to all of you. Got two more games coming today, two more games coming on Sunday. So can't wait to see how this thing continues to go. And then our March Madness betting championship standings here. RJ White and Zach Simony just went macho yesterday. 4 out of 4. Nice job. So sit at 7 points. Mike, EC, our man Berg Bet sitting at 5. I and Jason Spector at 4 and Sia Najad at 3. So we've got 2 bets today, 2 bets tomorrow. We will get those picks up on Twitter here shortly. But you know what? Enough of me yapping. Let's bring in the stars of the show. Get this thing fired up. Get it going. Nobody wants to hear from me, but they do want to hear from you guys. First up, Micah Roberts. Looking sharp, buddy. How we doing?
Hey, we're doing great, AB, and great to see the other gentlemen here and get some winners out there. It's going to be a great day. I mean, it's beautiful outside. We got 2 college basketball games on, going to the Final Four. We got NASCAR practice. We've got the NBA. It's just the intertwining loop of sports bettable events every weekend. I love it.
That was well said right there. Like, that's a T-shirt quote slogan right there. I love it, man. Right on. Dude, it was good. It was good. Bobby Locks, looking sharp, buddy. How we doing?
Good morning, guys. Good to be here again. What's up, chat? Yeah, this has been a fantastic tournament. It's been wild, and, we are coming down to the end. I'm a little sad for that, but, we got a lot of great games left.
Yes, we do. PropStarz, my man, as always, looking great. Got the Road Warriors in the back. What's good, man?
We're always representing, AB. What's up, fellas? How we doing? I'm pumped up. It's Saturday. We've been grinding NBA props all week. The grind continues. I live for this. Quick shout out to my boys, Speedway Steve. Mentioned them last week. We recently hired them. They are giving out NASCAR picks on the site. They've had 5 articles, 4 consecutive have been profitable. So do yourself a favor. If you're a SportsLine subscriber, check out their article under NASCAR analysis. And if you're not a SportsLine subscriber, what are you doing, AB?
Dude, what are you doing indeed? You got Speedway Steve and Micah Roberts? What else do you need, man? What else do you need? All right, let's get into today's basketball action. We're going to play a little game, and I want answers from all 3 of you, PropStarz, you included, all right? So let's take a look at our first game here, our marquee matchups. All right, we've got Florida Atlantic, 9 seed, taking on Kansas State, the 3 seed, all right? So where we sit now, depending on your book, it's moving around anywhere. Kansas State -2, -1.5, total 144.5. That tips tonight at 6:09 p.m. Eastern. So we bring this thing down. All right, Micah, first off, your thoughts here, man. And you don't have to give out picks or anything like that. Just your thoughts on the game. Are you fading, following? Well, how do you feel about this?
Well, I think this has everything intertwined that is the Sweet 16, the Final Four, everything that it's about. These 2 teams embody everything. So on one side, we got Florida Atlantic, young team, 4 sophomores doing their thing all season long, but nobody gave them credit because of the conference they're in. But now, after getting thumped a couple times by them, they still only have 3 losses. They're amazing, 33-3 and 10-2 ATS, their last 12 non-conference games. They are a spectacular bunch. They are everything that embodies the NCAA tournament. This is the team that you want in the Elite Eight going for the Final Four. But on the other side, you got Kansas State and you got the New York. This is the story I love. The New York kid coming back home, 5th-year senior, and from Harlem, Marcus Noel, and he's having a spectacular tournament. He's obviously the most outstanding player so far from what we've seen from everybody. He's got a banged up ankle, but he's good to go. He's got another kid from Harlem with them. They've got 3 seniors on the team, and they're, getting into the hearts of a lot of people in the Midwest, Kansas State. And so I'm kind of buying into a little more with the Kansas State here. I think FAU, they did it here. They can do it next year. It's not over. They've got great building blocks to continue on. But K-State, this is it for the guys. This is it. And the Harlem kids at MSG, where they wanted to play forever, the cathedral of all sports, indoor sports, is at New York. And these kids are playing as seniors in the big dance for the Final Four. So I lean towards K-State a little more here just because of upperclassmen and leadership in that aspect. So, yeah, K-State would be my point. And a high-scoring game. I also bet on this game over 72.5 for K-State as a team total.
Nice. Bobby Locks, what do you think?
Yeah, this is going to be a great game. Everything that Micah said is absolutely true. I do think that Kansas State is by far the superior team. They have the better guards for sure. But there's something about this FAU team. I think they're deeper. I mean, you have Noel and Keontae Johnson playing like 30-plus minutes a game. I think maybe 40-plus minutes in the last game, including overtime. So I think the benches for FAU might give them some trouble because, like I said, they're deeper. They might have some more fresh legs out there. They also do have a lot of good guard play to contain possibly Noel. He's going to get his. A little bit, the thing that worries me is about that ankle. I mean, there were reports saying he should be good to go, just like Micah said, but. I mean, I played basketball. Those injuries could linger and everything. It's going to be a great game. I do also lean to the over slightly. I mean, FAU's defense has been tremendous down the stretch, especially in the second half against the Vols. So maybe a slight lean to FAU. I mean, if they're getting a bucket, this could go either way.
Yeah, I was going to say, how you broke down FAU, man, spot on. Like, FAU took Tennessee's defensive barrage, ate it, got through it, and then they turned it back around. They started out-rebounding Tennessee, out-playing defense on Tennessee. I mean, this FAU team is for real. Like, they were more physical than the Vols down the stretch, and usually that's the Vols game. I mean, they bullied 100%. Duke, and then FAU flipped the script right on them in the second half. They really did, 100%. Everything that Tennessee is known to do, FAU did it better, more. Yeah, like you're not wrong at all. PropStarz. All right. You going with the underdog Owls, all right? The favorite Jayhawks here. How do we feel? You feeling a little Cinderella story, Florida Atlantic, or no?
I'm feeling whatever team has the superior backcourt and the more experience of the team. Typically tend to look at the teams that have upperclassmen as well. I think that's advantageous come this stage of the season. And I got to give a shout out to former Kansas State alumni, Be Easy, Michael Beasley. What up, Michael Beasley?
Dude, Beasley, nice. Your boy. All right, let's get in our second game here. We have UConn versus Gonzaga. UConn 2.5, somewhere around that number there. We have a total of 153.5. This tips at 8:49 p.m. Eastern. Props, I'm going to throw it back to you, man. Gonzaga feels like your country. You feel like you'd be a Gonzaga guy. How you feeling about this one?
You have to remember that I grew up in the beautiful Northeast. I represent the Pacific Northwest now, but I grew up Big East basketball all the way. I used to go to the Big East tournament at the Garden growing up. Big Karan Butler fan here. So I'm going with UConn, AB. As much as I love Gonzaga, they're awesome. They're a great team year after year. I'm going with my guys, UConn.
All right. Bobby Locks.
Yeah, this is another good one. When we were in the pregame thing, AB, I told you, full transparency, Gonzaga burned me. I was on UCLA. I went up to bed because I was so mad when they were, I think I said they were down like 9 or something with like 2 minutes to go, and started to get ready for bed. And then my phone just starts blowing up. They're like, you got to get back to the TV. And then I got crushed again. But yeah, this one, I mean, Timmy just controlled that game. I mean, I tweeted out that his footwork is incredible, and his footwork is incredible. I mean, they missed a bunch of walks in the beginning, but he But he could do whatever he wanted. I don't think it's going to be that easy against Sonogo. Sonogo's a bigger body. I know UCLA has some big guys, but they also had a lot of injuries for that game. So I think Sonogo is going to be able to body him up better. Sonogo's just an absolute monster. And I mean, down the stretch, we saw that their guard play performed very, very well. UCLA just couldn't make a basket for like, I don't know what it was, like 11 minutes or something. So, I mean, Gonzaga is still the number one offense. UConn is right there behind him at 3. UConn does have the better defense. Timmy could be a liability on defense against Sonogo in the second half. So a slight lean here to UConn.
All right. Micah Roberts, bring us home, buddy.
Yeah, Gonzaga, I mean, they've turned it around from what they did beginning of the year. They've played so much better. I mean, after the loss to St. Mary's, they said, dude, this is not Gonzaga basketball. We need to change things up. We need to go faster. We need to just start blowing teams out. And they did. They've won 12 straight doing that. Covered only 12 times, but the spreads were so large. You can give them a little credit for that. But they weren't the same Gonzaga team that we've seen from the last, 15, 20 years. These guys did not hold opponents below 40% shooting. And that's been a staple for Gonzaga defense. It's like you just come in and the next guy replaces them and they all play the same way. And maybe it has something to do with the coach that went to Arizona 2 years ago, but this was not a typical Gonzaga defense. They allowed 44% shooting, I believe, on the season, a little better in the tournament and playing better. 12 wins. The win against UCLA was amazing. What the NCAA tournament's all about. Number one offense, 87 points a game. Number one shooting team, 52%. But the defense it's in the back of my head, and it's why I bet UCLA the other night and lost on that one with you there. But Connecticut was a team that real quickly early in the season started 14-0, and I think about it was 8-0. I had them rated number one overall in my ratings and stayed that way. Then they had that slump with the conference tournament started, or conference schedule starting, and then they were like, "What? Boy, was I off on that?" And now they've come back around to being that team that was 14-0. This is a team that has gone 9-1 their last 10, 8-2 against the spread. And what I like in their last 5 games, they're doing what Gonzaga used to do. They're shooting 51% and allowing 39%. Everything has come together at the perfect time. This is the Elite Eight Final Four bid. I got to go with Connecticut here to lay the 2 points.
There we go. All right. That was well said, everybody. Now, before we get to our picks, let's take a quick break and hear from one of our partners.
Get breaking news.
Big news coming out of the NFL today.
Highlights and instant reactions.
The largest final round comeback in 4 championship history. We're down to the final 4.
I just want to take time to analyze greatness.
Talk winners and losers with a guy who's already a big winner.
CBS Sports HQ. It's all sports all day long.
Now, I will say, if you've ever wanted to see me wearing a suit, turn into HQ today at 12:48 p.m. Eastern, beyond the March Madness Elite Eight pregame coverage, breaking down both of those games. I promise that I'm not wearing a tie, though. I'm not doing that. Michael, we're not wearing a tie, right? It's not happening.
No.
Not happening. No. All right.
I mean, if you don't wear a tie in a regular part of your daily operation, why fake it for everybody? I mean, that's not 100%. Who you are. You want to be real, man. So you got to come with your real attitude on your clothing.
Exactly. See, Micah, people need to just come to you for anything. I feel like you can just set everyone in the right spot, go down the right path, keeping it authentic and original.
Well, that's what I did. I use that excuse all the time with my bosses and everything in the sports books because they wanted to wear ties and stuff. And I was like, man, that's not me. That's not who I am. I'll wear a jacket. I'll have a jacket in my office, but no.
No, we're not doing that at all. All right, let's get into our best bets for today. And I'll tell you what, PropStarz coming to you, man. We got March Madness. We got college basketball. But there's a little upstart league called the NBA that gets to play today too, right? You got one prop for us, man. Break it down. What you got?
And it never sleeps either, AB. NBA grinding 24/7, 365 basically. While the season's going on up east, we're going to the hardwood. That's where we live. We're going Cam Johnson, Brooklyn Nets over 14.5 points, getting a little bit of a discount on this line considering Cam is averaging 15.8 points per game since joining the Nets. He was acquired alongside Mikal Bridges at the trade deadline when the Nets sent superstar Kevin Durant to the Phoenix Suns. He's kind of become their third or second leading scorer since joining the team. On the surface, on paper, at first glance, this looks like a tough matchup against the Miami Heat. However, the Heat's Achilles heel all season long has been defending the perimeter. They give up the second most threes in the NBA this season. In particular, they struggle with forwards that can catch and shoot and knock down catch and shoot three-pointers on the corners. That is where Cam Johnson thrives. He averages and makes the 8th and 9th most catch and shoot three-pointers in the NBA this season. That is his bread and butter. He's faced the Heat twice already this year, eclipsed this total in both of those games. I think he's going to make it a third. Take Cam Johnson over 14.5 points.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Hey, can I say something here?
Shoot.
As a Suns fan, a Nugget fan, whatever, I'm a fan of a bunch of teams. But the Suns, I need to broker this deal back to get Bridges and Cam Johnson back so the Suns can start winning again. Give them Durant, keep the draft picks, whatever, just because that was the team that went to the NBA Finals. That was the team that was so close to winning an NBA title. They were up 2-0 over the Bucks, lost that last year, whatever. This year, just it's kind of a waste. It's a bummer. But the whole Kevin Durant thing, it's blowing up. It's made me like angry towards him, and I don't like to be angry towards anybody. It's not his fault. He's just old.
I've never seen you angry at anything.
No, it's the idea that these two guys were the heart and soul, really, of the Suns. You know, you had Paul up front, you had Booker there, but Cam Johnson and Bridges were a huge part of them. And you're seeing without Durant in there how the Suns have faded quickly and do not look good, do not look like they're ready for the playoffs.
Yeah, I completely agree, Micah. Suns have very little depth getting exposed right now completely. We're also seeing Mikal Bridges ascend. When he was a member of the Suns, primarily known for his defense, kind of a 3-and-D specialist. All of a sudden, he goes to the Nets. He's averaging 25 points per game. He's become like their leading scorer. He's really shown his offensive capabilities were much greater than what he did with the Suns, able to just kind of adapt and do whatever the team required. So I couldn't agree more. I think giving up Mikal Bridges, giving up Cam Johnson made this Suns team worse. Even when they get Kevin Durant back, just not enough depth, and then it's going to ultimately cost them, especially if DeAndre Ayton goes down, who's injured right now. Kevin Durant, obviously, they just can't do it. The Suns are just cratering right now with the lack of depth. So sorely missing those guys on the perimeter, not to mention Mikal Bridges being one of the best defenders in the NBA. So the guy can just do everything.
They miss his defense so bad, Cam Johnson as well. Both of them really good defenders. So anyway, next subject.
Well, I was going to say, you're talking about a lack of depth, props. One thing that is not ever a lack of depth is our man Micah Roberts and his picks. You got two of them, man. 2 games, college basketball. Break them down, my man. What you got?
Well, I already talked about Kansas State, why I liked them. I think it's the better written story, right? You've got more upperclassmen. You've got the 2 seniors. You've got the Harlem kids. You've got MSG. You've got it all written right there. They just got to go take it. So I'm going to take K-State -1.5. And Connecticut, this is the team doing the things that they were doing when they started 14-0. I think UConn is the play here against Gonzaga with the lagging defense still with the Zags. So that hasn't picked up all year this season. UConn takes advantage of it, gets cover -2. And also, I didn't send it here, but I have the over also 72.5 on Kansas State alone there. And that is it, man.
Look at you. Hey, short, sweet, to the point. I like it. That was well done. Now, tell you what, Bobby Locks, you are going to be in the maestro spot today. I'm going to go after Micah here. All right. I've got 2 plays. First, we're going to run with UConn, first half, -1.5. Look, Gonzaga plays the exact same game every single time, legitimately. Losing in the first half, going down, about 11 minutes left. The second half of the game, they start taking over, right? That's what they do. It's what Gonzaga does. I'm going to roll with UConn here in the first half, -1.5. Essentially, UConn played one half of basketball against Arkansas. That game was over at halftime, right? Gonzaga down to the wire. Not that I think that their legs are going to be done or they're going to be super tired or anything, but yeah, I'm going to roll with UConn first half, -1.5. Continue to ride that one. And then FAU, Kansas State. I'm going to go first half under 67.5. Again, I think that this game goes over. I don't have a huge, bit of margin there, but I do think that it does. But in the first half, I think it's going to go under. You look at FAU, they could play a little bit more defense than they normally do. In that one, in Kansas State, injuries, overall just being probably a little worn out from that Michigan State game. So I'm going to go first half under 67.5 on that one. All right, Bobby Locks. Talk to me, man. What we got?
Yeah, hinted at it in one of the previews. I'm going to take FAU +2. I don't know how much more I could say about it, but if you guys read my analysis on a bunch of my picks, I want to back the best team, the best defensive team in March. However, Kansas State is 27th in defensive efficiency, FAU 29. So there's really no big difference there. However, like I said, I just think FAU is deeper. I'm Noel, Keontae Johnson. They play 30+ minutes a game. FAU is a much deeper team. I think they have the guard play. I know Kansas State is a fantastic team. I know they're just as hungry as FAU. I kind of have a feeling that FAU is a little bit hungrier. FAU is completely relying on the three, but they, like I said, they're deep. They have multiple guys that can hit the three if someone's cold. They're excellent in the paint. And FAU's defense, they also guard the paint very well. They have a bunch of bigs down low, and that's where K-State wants to win the game. They want to win the game in the paint. FAU's defense is 11th in efficiency in the paint. And if they want to run with K-State, like I said, they have the fresh legs that can do that. They might want a slower paced game, but like I said, I think the deeper team in this game might be more successful. I mean, you have their two best players playing 30+ minutes a game. Give me some fresh legs, and in my opinion, I think the hungrier team.
Yeah, they are, and there's something about kind of realizing that you do belong, right? Amongst the bigger team. I'll give you a perfect story. My dad told me this story. He's a big Tennessee football fan. Said, Johnny Majors, right? Guy finished second, third, runner up to the Heisman. Way back, running back. Well, he gets to Tennessee as a freshman, right? And from a small town, he's nervous. Whatever. He gets there, has his first day of practice. His dad's like, call me afterward. Tell me how it went. Calls his dad, says, they miss tackles up here too, right? Like. FAU is the same way. Like they get in, they're like, oh, we could play with these guys. Like, yeah, like we could do it. They're a fun team to watch. And Micah, you were talking about your Kansas State write-up on the site. Yeah. Dude, I was reading that last night, and I thought it was one of the best write-ups on SportsLine that we've ever had. When you're talking about, tell me I've heard this story before. You know what I mean? Like I read it last night, and I was like, Micah, that needs to be framed in the SportsLine office. If you haven't read it, it's
so scripted. It feels like it's a scripted play. This game here, FAU and K-State has so many storylines going into it that are just everything that, like I said, the Final Four is about. So I've been rooting for FAU all year, but it's got to end sometime.
Yeah, dude, we're gonna have two great games. Like I can't wait, man. I'm excited for it. All right. Let's take our recap here, but before we do that, let's take one more quick break and hear from one of our partners.
Follow the path to passion, hope, and history. A tradition unlike any other. The Masters on CBS.
Beautiful. All right, everybody, grab your paper, grab your pencil. Look, and Bobby Locke's wearing the shirt too. Repping the partners there. I like it, man. Nice job. All right. Micah Roberts is on Kansas State -1.5, UConn -2. Berg, our man, is on Florida Atlantic +2. PropStarz Cam Johnson over 14.5 points, priced at -120. And I'm on Florida Atlantic, Kansas State first half under 67.5, and UConn first half -1.5 against Gonzaga. So, yeah, props. I was gonna say, what anything we got to end the show here?
Yeah, I just wanted to mention, very good chance that I have another pick or potentially even more, depending on when the lines drop, up on the site later today. So if you are a SportsLine subscriber and you download the app, you turn the notifications on, you will get my picks in real time. So definitely incentive to do that, and very good chance I have some additional picks today. We'll also have some picks tomorrow as well.
Nice. You know what? I cheers you on that one. I like it. All right, everybody, we'll be live Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern normal time. But until then, You know what, Micah? You said it best. It is going to be a good day. It's going to be a great day. Yeah, it absolutely is, man. So everybody, best of luck.
AB, people are asking for a showdown between me and Micah. I don't know. No, I can't do that with Micah.
Yeah,
I want to know against EC.
I don't want to take his money, so I don't want that. I don't want that starting off as our relationship, as where I got to beat him, he's got to beat me. You know, I'll just say if he wins, congratulations, you had the better side, and that's it. I mean, that's good enough. I don't want to take his money. I don't want to take your money either, AB or PropStarz.
I appreciate that.
The only person's money I want to take is EC's. And again, I'm 1-0 in my showdown history. I think I'm good there unless there's something that really sticks out to me. But I don't think I would ever go showdown with against Micah.
You know, I think we just had that was the gentleman showdown. Props, is that what we're gonna call it?
That was very gentlemanly as well. I would agree.
And now people are being like, take a showdown against Mikey because he's a K-State alum. Those are two people I will never want to show down.
Mm-hmm.
Mikey and Michael Beasley. There's some synergy there.
Don't forget Tim Richmond. Tim Richmond was a long shooter, just bam, line drive, no arc, boom, three.
Mike,
that was money.
McClure's at MSG right now.
That's right. Shout out Mikey McClure.
He might be sitting with Beasley.
The resident genius.
He is. All right, everybody. We'll be live Sunday, 10 a.m. Eastern. But until then, as Micah said, it's going to be a good day. Gonna be a good. All right.
To quote the great Ice Cube.
Yeah, all right. There you go. Man. Best of luck. Scotchy's tickets. We'll see you tomorrow.